I'm a channeler, yeah. I'm a channeler, and I use overtones. I use frequencies and overtones, and I use my overtones to open up channels to the heavenly divine. And I'm like a surgeon standing over you, and I'm with my hands out, and I'm just waiting for the tools to be put in my hands. Yeah, like I work like that because they know exactly what you need. You know, what I do fits, it takes the shape of the cup, it takes the shape of the container. It's like, oh, they need that. So I may be working with one channel, I may be working with 20 channels, I may be working with 30 channels, and it's a mad one. It may be, you know. So yeah, what I do is I've done medium stuff where ancestors have come in and they want to say something to them. Maybe they're not listening, maybe they want to hear it from me because they think they're going crazy, and it's like, oh, they were telling me the same thing. Or it might be I'm doing some ancestral healing where they've got some stuff that has been carried on in their bloodline, something that needs to be released. It may be that I need to do some rewiring. Like I did a session on a young boy. I will not name him. Did a session on this young boy, and he had I said, come here. While we was there, I said, come here, sit in front of me. And it was like I opened up four to five portals. One was out, like 3 was outside of him, and the rest was inside of him, and I was pulling the energy in between them. And then afterwards I was done, he said, oh, I feel much better. The jealousy that I had for this situation is gone. I don't have the jealousy anymore, it's gone. I said, what did you see? He said, I saw like I was being rewired. I said, okay, so you can see, I can see, all right, cool. So rewiring, it could be unblocking chakras. You know, people have gone through a lot of traumatic stuff. You know, they may shut off their heart so that they don't feel anymore. So I open that up. And I connect them to the heavenly divine. You know, our heavenly father and mother, they work with me. So they come into space sometimes. Sometimes they just watch me. Sometimes they'll come into space, so I'm connecting them to their ancestors. Let's not spook this out when we say heavenly mother and father. They are ancestors. Yeah? So I connect them to their ancestors. And I break contracts. I break contracts or kill and remove entities. So
what did you do for us? What did you do for us?
Hey, I'll let you speak about your experience. Yeah.
So I think it kind of starts off with why, innit? Why did I do this?
Do you want to talk about the first one?
Or how we met? Or how we met?
Yeah. Okay, so
because it's because of you, why your community and everyone now
is about to get
this
so basically, I was just on my path, really, and I used to work with this organization, and basically I was supposed to go there with someone. She didn't come, so I ended up going on my own, going there, and he was there.
It was a march, innit?
It was a march. You know,
what was it about again? What was the march about?
You know, something to do with us. We were just talking that talk, and it wasn't necessarily like it was just talk where I was like, yo, but other than the talk, the energy was mad. It was something that was happening. I didn't really really understand. But even that woman that
I know.
I don't know where this woman's gone. I don't even know if you speak to her.
I don't even speak to her.
She was gone, as in mentally, she was tapped into something else. She was very...
She needed grounding, man.
She was...
It's a shame
Yeah. But she was talking that talk that I could like, she was very high frequency. And I don't know. Cut a long story short, we ended up speaking for some hours, took his phone number, and
How many years ago was that?
I don't even know.
It must be a good 3 years.
It was a
good
it was
3
a while
years.
ago still.
A good 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Something.
And I think he briefly told me what he did in that. At the time, right, when we met, that was that. Went home. I just started seeing rapid angel numbers, just over and over and over and over and over and over. And this was like the first time that it kind of started to like kick in. And I'm not sure. I think we had spoken and he had said what he does, and I think we had spoken on the phone, and he was like, look, I'm here, boom, 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 if you wanna da-da-da-da-da, come, boom, bam. I just said, it has to be done. Didn't doubt it, second guess it, nothing. But I think that it was because, as I said, I already know what this is. This ain't for me. The illusion, I see through it. So it's like, I'm very familiar with the other side. I've been, but not really tapped in like that, innit? So when someone basically offers me the pathway in, it's like, okay, I'm going. So he lived like way out there. I told people like, yo, this guy, I'm going da-da-da-da. How'd you meet him? Like, I just met him one day. Like, what are you doing? Like, are you mad? Like, why are you doing that? But when you're on the path and you know that it has to be done, don't doubt it. You just go in it.
Same.
So I went and I think you can highlight what we did.
What was the
happy.
first time?
Yeah,
the happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just did a bit of happy. That's like some sacred medicines from Amazon and some special tobacco.
Clarify.
Yeah.
Amazon, not like
Amazon rainforest. Yeah, Amazon rainforest.
You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah. And he just and what we did is that is used for grounding and clearing chakras, clearing your energy centers.
And what's mad is I didn't necessarily know what it did. And even if he had said it back then, I wouldn't have known.
I rate him because man was blowing something up his nose, yeah? And he's a black guy, so it's like, yo, bro, I don't sleep, you know, bro. That is the standard thing, you know what I mean?
And it's good that you highlight that, because I know man that are tapped in, that know that they have to come to the other side. But because of that, they won't do it.
Yeah.
As we know, a huge part of this and getting to that place that we want, that we actually need to get to, is letting go and just letting it be. So I feel like I'm the type of person where I could kind of seem reckless and stupid, but that's if something bad happens. But then if something good happens, you're a genius, like you know what's going on.
You took the chance, man.
Yeah. But ultimately, I never necessarily knew the effects of what it would be in that, innit?
Yeah.
But all I know is that once it happened, right, I just got a leveling, as in like I was grounded. Like I had a sense of inner peace that I've never had. So I left him with just this new. I was just rewired completely. So that was the hepe. So after that, it took Adonya to kind of kick it in. She didn't know, but like when she came here, like he came here, they didn't know each other.
I picked her up though.
Yeah.
I was like, there's someone here I'm supposed to be chatting to, and I said, let me not busy myself.
Yeah, and he was just in that space, but
and that's when I said I wanted to come on.
Yeah.
That was that.
So
yeah,
she said that she wanted, but it's important to say this because it all connects. And it's bigger than us because we didn't know that.
Well.
We're all Virgos. So the Trinity was just happening and we didn't even really like. So she had done her interview, and then we spoke, and then I said, look, I've got this guy. Didn't even think, oh wait, they were here. You could hear things and be like, yo, I've got this, I'm going to make this happen. And then just stagnate and not really make it happen. She was so fast on the dial, I was like, what? And then me and him were speaking and I was like, what, it's happening? I was like, nah, let's make this happen. So she kind of sped up the like 3-year process of me not going there, right? But back then, I wasn't ready, innit? That's just it.
Whenever the
I
time
wasn't
was
ready. I wasn't ready. So, me and my woman done the ceremony together. I'm not really gonna highlight her experience, but I'll highlight what my experience was.
You wanted to do the before and after, innit?
When I went to his house, right, I had basically filmed it and said, yo, what are we doing? I said to him, we'll check back in after. He must have known you ain't checking in.
Check it out.
Because there was no way. I'm telling you, I became conscious like 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. the next day.
Bro.
4 p.m. the next day. So,
Wow.
what did we do?
All right, so yeah, we recorded the Sacred Children, psilocybin, plant medicine, 3.5 grams. You know, I think that's a nice level to kind of
Start off at.
open up the gates. You know, open up the gates. So he's come to the house, you know, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna record this with you know. Before and after, I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's do this. So, so you know, done the thing, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. So, come in, got comfortable, went in the kitchen, you know, prepared the medicine, set the space, called in the ancestors, the whatever. Opened up the channel, and then yeah. Like I got to work on your queen. Very, very simple. Boom, 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 baff, 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 bang, done. Yeah. And then and then I turned to Anton. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do some work on you now. And then what did you say? Good.
Wait.
He said, what, can I bounce?
Oh, yeah, but
Can I bounce?
it was mad because I closed my eyes because obviously you want to get the trip, you want to be
the visual.
in it, right? And it was just like some multiverse, Doctor Strange type stuff. So it's like, this is amazing, this is beautiful. And he's obviously God of the space. That's how I would explain it. So he's doing his thing. While he's doing it, he's manipulating the visual while my eyes are closed. So every time he does something, the walls just shift and open up and doing all this type of things. So I'm like, bro, this is mad. What else was mad was my trip wouldn't allow me to focus in on him. It was like, do not look at him. Don't look at him. It was like, and don't get me wrong, I'm just like, no, I want to look. So I'm just like peeking, but it's like, no, you're not supposed to. And I felt like something was telling me, don't look at him. Cool. So this was me pretty much present, right? But then something happened to where, like, I would say me, for people to kind of understand, but it wasn't me. So I'd say the parasite, the demon, lifted me up and was like, I want to go. Now,
But that was after I'd done my thing.
that was
It was
after.
too late. It
That
was
was
too late.
that was
I
after.
put like a anti-reverse life thing on it, and it was like
Yeah,
and it was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, I gotta go.
I was behind it, and it was leading me. So when it got me up, it was like, I'm going. Of course, I don't want to go. But why would I want to go? But literally, I was just being carried and just moved, and I couldn't do nothing. So whatever he did, it was like, nah. we're getting out of there. My woman's like, what do you mean? Now, bear in mind, she's scary, innit? So like, she's like, what do you mean go? So she's very calm, but she's panicking.
Yeah.
So I've tried, or it has taken me to leave. These lot are trying to like stop me. It's fighting to get away. Now, it's not me, because why would I fight him?
Yeah.
So I've gotten to the front door, like, trying to get out, and I've just
And then you collapse.
slumped, and then I'm on the floor.
Yeah,
kicking.
bring it back into space.
It's like, it's kicking, and then got me up, put me in. I've slumped by the living room.
Yeah, by the
door,
living room
innit?
door, yeah.
So I'm just there like this. Now this is the thing. Me can feel it. I'm there, but I'm not in control. So like I'm just there and like kind of like got my head up and I looked at him. I tried to hit him. Just tried to hit him. And like, and literally after, just slumped back. And so as I'm saying this is what I tried to express to her. I want to tell you how it was, but I don't want to tell you how it was because my experience isn't going to be your experience.
And that's the truth.
And it's important to
You know
take that into account
Thank you.
because
It's true.
I don't want to
Scare.
influence or
Yeah.
scare no one. But all I know is that it's a safe space. It is for you to get your shit off or get it off. Get what I mean? Ultimately, I ended up crying. Now,
That's the thing you said that you,
I
struggled to do.
struggled to cry. I've tried to like, when some shit has happened, I've tried to squeeze it out, it won't come out. But tears were just rolling down my eyes. Literally, like, when I was lying down, whatever was in me was kicking. It had me like gyrating, like, It's like, what? So something was actually in me. Now, it's important to note that what it's supposed to do is help you purge. So release it. So whether that's being sick, number two, number one, crying, laughing, and if you struggle to get it out, this is where God comes into play. So this is where He comes in. He will pull it out and release it for you. Do you get what I mean? So basically that was the madness of the night. As I said, I didn't become fully conscious until 4 p.m. the next afternoon.
Raw.
And I started at 9:30.
The day
So
before.
we started at 9:30 that night, and thank whoever that my woman was there, because she stepped up, and usually it's me who is like governing her and taking care of her and like, you know, just doing what I'm
Holding space.
supposed to. But this was the time where she had me, and
It was beautiful.
How was that? I was gonna
No,
ask you.
like I can't fathom. Like I know she was scared. She's a scary. Like she gets scared. So that experience for her, where I'm just like, she's like, what's going on? But she kept so calm, and she had help. But yeah, man, it was like I would always say the best way to indulge in this is with someone who loves you or someone who has you in that way.
Shout out to my queen though. I got a shout out my queen though.
The boss lady, she
was there, man.
like I would say she is as imperative as him.
Duality, isn't it?
100. And this is what I'm saying. It was me and my woman, him and his woman, and yeah, it was just that.
I was asking, I was like, babe, what are you reading? Because as we were sitting there, I said, what are you reading? What are you reading right now? She goes, the energy is getting lighter. I said, all right, cool. So by this time, I had done all the work that I was supposed to do, and it was just waiting for everything to just leave.
Yeah.
Leave.
So how did you feel afterwards?
When I fully came out of it, like I just felt newborn. Like ate for the first time, showered for the first time. Everything felt new.
Beautiful.
Everything felt new. My woman, her experience was just mad in the sense that the ancestors came through, like, you know, the Egyptian like signs, and she was like piecing it together and stuff, and things opened up in her and all this type of stuff. As much as I was going through what I was, it was a loving space.
My experience is very similar. So I got my cards read first, and when Kari imothep was reading my cards, he did say, "Don't worry, we're going to deal with that. Don't worry, we're going to deal with that. Don't worry, we're going to deal with that." So I was like, "Deal with what? What do you mean?" And then so when I went to his house, strangely enough, I walked right past your door, and then I turned around and then he was there. He's like, "Where you going?" And anyway, so when I went to his house, I kind of felt like Anton said, there was so much love in the house. I kind of felt like I didn't belong there, and I kind of had the feeling that I was taking him away from his family because it was such a loving household. We went outside, had a little chat, and then when I came back in, his son was there and had his hand out, and it was just like, "Don't worry, it's okay, you're fine here." And he walked me to the front room, sat me down, and like was just like talking to me, and I felt much more relaxed. I wasn't scared to go through the procedure. I was more feeling like, how can I explain it? Just, I knew that I had bad things on me. However, I didn't display like I had bad things on me. So I didn't want to interrupt the house with this bad, or these bad things that were on me. So when we started, I took the medicine. It took about half an hour to kick in. About half an hour?
Yeah, about half an hour.
And he was doing his channeling, and I started bawling. That was the first one. Like when I tell you, like a baby kicking my legs, bawling. And then he called his queen down to come and like help me. But I felt like it was the thing inside of me that wanted her to come down. So it's like she gave me a hug to calm me down, and when she left to go back upstairs, I kind of looked up and went, like, I got used up now, like.
Let's be clear,
It's all right. So it wasn't me, but this thing was speaking through me.
Yeah.
So it was basically saying, like, the best way to explain this is like it was using my sadness to lure them in. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
So, yeah, I was trying to vomit, but it just weren't coming out. It's like it was stuck in my throat, and it just wasn't coming out. And then I started crying again. And then he said, should I bring my queen down again? And I was like, no. No, I think I said yes. I said yes. And then when she came down into the front room, I kind of put my hand up, but this was me now. This wasn't it anymore. It's like I kept switching from me to the thing to like, yeah. And then I was like, no, she needs to go.
Yeah, I couldn't tell at this point who was who.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? You called her down. She's here now. She's my support.
Yeah.
And if you're saying she go, like, I don't know who's saying it, but she's gonna be here, innit? So she's burning the freaking dragon's blood sage and all that. And she's going. I'm like, yeah.
Can I highlight? I mean, she went by herself.
Yeah.
She went by herself, and she was tapped into where she could still communicate through it. I was a vegetable. There was nothing for me. I wasn't gonna do anything. So you know,
I was literally switching from me to this thing to like, and even before I went, so many people tried to stop me from going. We even had to reschedule because you got sick.
Yeah.
we got sick at the same time.
Yeah. So it's like so many people were saying like, why are you going? Don't go by yourself. If you don't call me at this time, I'm coming round there. Like it was so many things tried to stop me, but I was like, no, I know, I could feel like I only saw him here when you guys were doing your recording, and I could just feel like I needed to do this thing. And yeah, so it's like, at one stage I could feel it moving around in my stomach, like there was just so many things. I feel like, I don't know how many there was, but there was this one thing and it just wouldn't go. Like, and it kept speaking through me, and it kept, when he was doing his channeling, it kept toying with him. Like it kept saying like, haha, you think, like literally, I would just move like that, and I would be like, haha, you think you're trying to kill me, but you're not gonna get me, ha 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 ha, like a real life devil. It was serious, like, yeah, and I could feel that it was coming to the forefront of me, if that makes sense, like, it was crazy. And then,
yeah, I know it's deep. I know it's deep, and it's going into it like that. Yeah,
It's amazing.
It's just a lot. And like one stage, I was like laying on the floor, and it's like it really didn't want to go. So
yeah,
bad.
when I found the right tone.
Yeah.
When I found it, because I'm trying to tune in, and I found the right tone, and it was like, yeah, that's the tone. I was like,
yeah, like I had to physically. So it was like when I was laying down, it was like it was trapping me to the ground. I could feel it like trapping me to the ground, but it weren't going. It was like using the ground to secure itself.
oh, shit.
When I would sit up, I would hunch over. So it was like I was closing it in from release. I had like waist beads on as well. And something said to myself, bust off the waist beads, because it's like the waist beads were trapping it in my stomach. So I had to bust off the waist beads, I had to take my jumper off. Like, no lie, at one stage, it was like I was giving birth to this thing. Like, seriously, I was on the ground, pushing like I was giving birth again. And I was mad.
They had to rush you up to the toilet, innit?
I had to go up to the toilet.
It was about to leave, then and there. Then and there, I was like, yeah, I got you, it's time to go. And then it was like, I need to go to the toilet. And I was like,
yeah.
Run upstairs.
And then it was like, when I was going to the toilet, it was like, I was giving it a break. It's like I needed the toilet just to be there. Because every time I would go to the toilet, it would come, like it would just, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but it was like it was trying to go, but then I was giving myself space for it to not go, and for it to like still stay with me. And then at one stage it spoke through me and it said, why are you doing this? Like, I've been there from young, I've been there your whole life. I'm the one that's protected you. I'm the one that's been there. Why are you making this man kill me? But it's like, I'm saying it, but it's not me saying it.
Blood!
Yeah. Yeah, there was just...
So were you conscious at this?
Yeah, I was very much conscious throughout the whole thing. Like, I had to tell him, like...
Yeah, because you...
At one stage I said, like, if I'm crying, don't believe me.
You said if there's no tears, if I'm crying and there's no tears, don't believe me.
If there's no tears coming down my face, don't believe me. It's the thing that's making you think. It's like it really wanted his woman. It's like it just wanted her. For some reason, I don't know.
She was the powers though.
Yeah, she was.
But it was like, yeah. And like there was this music in the background and it's like I felt like, I think it's when it started to go, I felt like I was like, you know, like...
the Indian chiefs.
Yeah. Like the Red Indians around the fire and I felt like I needed to get up and start chanting and dancing around the fire. Like it was mad, it was crazy. And then his missus was there as well.
And she was just burning the tape.
She was burning it over me, blowing it over me. And it didn't like that at all. It didn't like it.
What does that do?
Well, everything has a frequency. And when you burn these particular plants, it lets off a particular frequency.
Yeah. It was like the room looked smoky.
Yeah.
It was just...
Work.
Yeah, it was...
Work.
It's like I had to really get it out of me. At one stage I was like punching myself, not hard, but like I was punching myself in my stomach. I was just get out. And it just wouldn't go. And then like I had to stand up. When I stood up and he was doing his things, like I could feel it like sucking out of me, but I'm sucking it back in and it's like...
Yeah, it was like trying to embed itself.
It was like not trying to go, and then he did one silent
Did you
thing.
say you sucked it from her?
No, it was
like...
Trying to...
Yeah.
You know, what's that movie, Mask, when he puts the finger on it? Yeah.
It's like that.
So my whole body was literally like coming out and going in, and I couldn't see anything, but I could feel it. Like, it was crazy. But it was great.
We had to do it. We had to work in the silence.
Yeah.
So all of that now, like, this is the first time I actually had to work in the silence with it like that, and something very old came back to me. I realized I was shown again that I've been doing this for many lifetimes. I've been doing this for a long time, and something I used to do, I had to use then, and we just sat in the silence, and then I was just doing some work on you in the silence, and I was like, sis, can you feel what I'm doing? I was like, sis, can you feel it? And you said, yep, I can feel it. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
It's like the thing was just playing with the channeling,
Yeah.
but when he did the silent thing, it didn't like the silent thing. It was trying to go.
So that's just nothing but stillness.
Yeah, I was just quiet. Like,
Yeah.
you would think I'm just chilling and she's chilling on the outside looking and you think nothing's
That we're
happening.
just sitting there in silence.
Yeah, but I
basically.
was just messing with it, playing with it. And then I sat it down. It's gonna sound mad, but I don't care.
Let's do it.
I created I've created a space in the hyperdimensional realm, a space where I take them, and I sat it down. We was just doing it in silence, and then I sat it down, and I was basically saying to it, all right, you're gonna gather yourself, you're gonna calm down, you're gonna leave, and I'm gonna have a smoke. That's basically what I said.
Basically what you did.
Yeah. So it was basically like I had to like just mediate the situation and be like, yeah, I know we've had a thing, yeah, but you are leaving.
It's like a little child.
Yeah. I was like, you are gonna do your thing. Just honestly, just like I'm gonna go there and you're gonna go there.
So,
but it's done.
So what?
And then it left.
What you're
2
doing
minutes.
is very powerful work, right? How I have a shit loads of questions. So, if you're expelling these parasites, right? Are you when it goes? Are you making? Where does it go? Are you making somebody else pick up like another 10? Do you get what I mean? Is it going to go attach itself somewhere else, or like where does it go?
Well, funny enough, you asked that question. I asked Father that question when I kill them and stuff. Just specifically when I kill them, I said, what happens to them? And then he said, they cease to be in that physical form and they are recycled. That's what he said.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, he said they cease to be in that form and they are recycled. The ones that I've exited, they will either go back to the place where they came from, just like if you I don't know, you had a tiger sitting around and the tiger don't belong here, it belongs with this other tribe. So you might, when it's like, okay, you can go now, it may go back to the jungle or it may wander around for another host.